Here's Papa.
Hello, 45 Alfa Charlie Papa channel, and today we're going to continue on the Mossburg 500 project. We're going to go ahead and get the butts pad here, sanded down closer to the butt, get it good and flush. We're also going to go ahead and strip this so we can refinish it. We're going to strip the fore-end grip too. Get this looking a little nicer. If you can see here, I don't know if you can. Yeah, we've got some dings and stuff on the stock that I'd like to go ahead and get out while we're working on this project. You know, we can see we're a little thin on finish here, so thought we'd darken it up a little bit, give it a little bit more classic look, and get it refinished and put it back into action. We've got a few other parts we'll probably put on this over the time, but I think, you know, getting the stock refinish is step one right now, and we'll go from there. Well, as you can see here, we're at the point of no return. We've broken through the finish here in a couple spots, so just trying to get this nice, sand it down, nice and even. Right now I'm using 120 grit to get a nice smooth finish on it. You know, being careful up around the top here, trying to keep that that round. Again, trying to keep this angle here so it looks like a professional job. Just trying to get everything nice and even. Then we'll take this off, we'll refinish the stock, and it's going to look sharp. Yeah, as you saw in the last video, we used the tape around here so we didn't break into the finish, but since I've already decided I'm refinishing it, we might as well just get this nice and as close as you can to that wood. That's feeling really nice, really close. We're going to take this butt pad off now, take her in the other room, hit it with some stripper, and strip the finish off this. Get the furniture off and then strip the finish. Alright, we've got a little citrus strip here. Run ahead and braid this stuff down. We'll give it a few minutes to work its magic, eat away the finish that's on there, and we'll come back and rinse it off. Alright, well, we've got it stripped. I don't know what Mossburg uses a finish on this, but boy, it was tough to get off. Even the stripper wasn't, you know, it kind of took the top layer off. But we've been doing a lot of sanding on this, trying to get it ready for refinish. Went ahead and put the butt pad back on here just to kind of, you know, take a look here, see how well it's fitting. Now we're going to take some 120 grit sandpaper. I've been working with a 60 grit here to get it down to where it is now. We're going to take some 120 grit, kind of smooth this out just a little bit more. But that butt plate, that, you know, butt pad's fitting on there really nice. No overhang. Boy, it's looking like a really nice job on that. Go ahead and get some 120 grit here. Put it on a plane here, and you know, just start to smooth everything out. Get it a nice and smooth surface so we can stain it. All right, well, it's time to put some finish on our stock here. We got her all sanded down. Go ahead and apply a nice finish. Told you I was going dark on this, so I decided on espresso. Looks like we got our good mix. There's no solids hanging out at the bottom. Got a nice little rag here. Dip it in the stain. Yeah, we got a little chip brush here. Get down in these grooves. Run it right through here. Just get a little bit of stain and protecting on the inside. All right, we're going to let that set up for a little bit, let that stain dry out, then we'll come back and start applying the finish. All right, well, we've let the stain dry overnight. Now we're going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and just do a traditional finish on this. Some boiled linseed oil. I was going to try a tongue oil finish, but I found out that this Minwax tongue oil, it's not tongue oil. It's boiled linseed oil and a few other toxic chemicals. If you look at the MSDS sheet, you know, I'm used to using polyurethane, something I thought I might try, but I want to give this kind of a real oily, classic look. So we're going to go ahead and do the boiled linseed oil. I've done this on one other rifle. It took forever, but that was in the winter. I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go ahead and get a layer of linseed oil on there and then let it bake in the car, and that should hopefully dry out that linseed oil so I can get another coat on. When I was doing it in the winter, I was hanging this up downstairs in the basement where it's dry, but it would take about a week for it to dry, even with the little bit of linseed oil I was using. So we're going to try that, see if we can't bake it in the car. I understand heat's supposed to help it dry and cure a lot faster, so we're going to give that a shot. But let's go ahead and get some boiled linseed oil on here. Let's go ahead and just you kind of dip your finger in there and just slowly work that into the wood. And you use your hands with the actual linseed oil. The heat from your hand helps massage it into the pores of the wood. You can see here this stuff is just that little bit on my hands going a long way. And this stock is nowhere near perfect. I should have done maybe a little bit more sanding on it. I just didn't see the imperfections in it until I actually started staining it. But it kind of has a little bit more of a rustic look. Just kind of going for that little bit more rustic used kind of a look. We'll go ahead and get this stock oiled up, and then we'll stick it in the car and come back tomorrow and add the second coat. Alright, well there you go. There's the finished project for now. I think it looks a whole lot better than that lighter finish that was on this wood. I like this darker wood. I like it. Looks real old and oil soaked. Matches the recoil pad really nice. That black recoil pad looks nice on this darker wood. Yep. So far on this project, we've cut the barrel, we cut the stock so we can put the recoil pad on to shorten the length of pull because it was just a little bit too long for me. We refinished it. Now I did use the boiled linseed oil, as you saw. It's got 4 coats on it right now. I was able to kind of make that process go a little bit faster. I put the first coat of boiled linseed oil on. We're going through a heat wave right now, so as soon as I got it on, I kind of wiped it off. I put it in the car, and it sat in the car for overnight, and when I got back to it the next night, it was dry enough for another coat. So I put another thin coat on it. Again, put it in the car. I did that 3 times, and then on the 4th coat, I was finally at the 4th coat starting to get to the surface layer here. It was starting to lay on the surface and not absorb into the wood. So we got a nice coat on there, and then I left it in the car for 3 days in the hot sun, and that seemed to dry tacky enough. It was dry enough that I could go ahead and put it together. Now it's probably going to take another couple of weeks to fully cure. You can see the fore end here is a little bit darker or different color shade than the back. Part of that is this hasn't dried as much as the back. The safe it's sitting in right now, it's getting more heat on the buttstock than it is on the foregrip. So as it dries, it should even out. But all right, it's cut down 19.5 inches, cylinder bore. Going to be a perfect little truck gun, perfect little home defense shotgun. It's short enough. It's still easy to kind of wield around. Rack's really nice. You can tell we are empty. Everything's working smooth on it. Just a great little shotgun. I've got less than $200 wrapped up into this project. I do have a few other accessories I'm going to pick up. I want to get the little clip that goes in here so I can run the mini shells in this instead of the 2 3/4 or 3 inch. It'd be nice to be able to use the mini shells and the buckshot. That would give you a few more rounds, although this holds, I think, right around 7 rounds, so it's still got a pretty decent capacity. I'm also going to get a sling point for the front here. I mean, I've got a sling point for the rear. Need to get one for the front, so I can go ahead and put a sling on this, so carry it around. But it's just going to be a great little utility shotgun. Now, one of the other things with this, I had mentioned before, I went ahead and cut this barrel down in 18.5 inch cylinder bore anyway. So we went ahead and cut the 28-inch barrel down to the 19.5, basically because I can get a 28-inch barrel for right around $100. In fact, I was at the gun show today and saw a used one, 28-inch. It actually had the AccuChoke system in it, so you could buy other chokes for it other than what was in it. Had the vent rib. It was $100. I spent $150 on this rifle. So I was hemming and hawing whether I should buy that barrel, so I can have another 20-inch barrel laying around. But you know what? For $90, it's a Mossburg. Just buy another one. This is in 20 gauge, but I paid $90 for this at the gun show today. During this COVID outbreak and everybody looking for self-defense guns. But that's another video. Anyway, this is 45 Alpha Charlie Papa channel, and this is my Mossburg 500 project. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.